Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about people being retarded. Then again, ranting about games journalists. If you think there is anything lower than tobacco lobbyists, think of journalists. Now think all of that, tobacco lobbyists, journalists, games journalists. So you've reached the bottom of crapness. But here we go. From Eurogamer, Final Fantasy XVI review. Easy to like, hard to adore. Well, based on what I have been seeing from the gameplay that Az has been showing, I'm gonna go and say it right ahead. It seems to be a very good game. The only problem is it's not on PC, so I cannot buy it. Even if it was out, I'm pretty sure Square Enix would have priced this game way out of my budget. Because I live in a goddamn fucking communist shithole that this idiot over here would never ever live in. Right. Let's read. We can see that they rated this game a 3 out of 5. Well, that's interesting. So, does that mean the game is shit? Are you trying to tell me that this game is not very good? Or just that it is, average? Or slightly above average? But this is quite interesting, because isn't this the same rating you gave to this utter garbage that it was an utter failure for Arcane? Then again, I think Arcane literally died on their last game, Dishonored. Anything after that is New Arcane. And New Arcane is a messy studio with no talent whatsoever. Their games may have been buggy or some other problems like Arxotalus, or had some weird presentation, but it was good, Dark Messiah. But they were still brilliant. Dishonored. But as you can see here, Dishonored 2 was an utter total disaster. Their expansion standalone pack, deciding to focus on a character that everybody hated, a disaster, killed the entire series for Bethesda. And then they released this utter garbage over here, which could very well be one of the last few nails left on the studio before they get axed. And they rated this 3 out of goddamn fucking 5. I can't see the score because somehow, somewhere, the idiots did not program the website properly. So you can see here I took a screenshot, 3 out of 5. So you're trying to tell me Final Fantasy XVI is just a 3 out of 5 game? That it is not that good? Or that it is literally crap like Redfall? Are you trying to tell me that? A game where it was so buggy that people were surprised they even got a goddamn fucking patch, because nobody could actually even be interested in playing that utter garbage. But, let's go. He then introduces the stuff in here. They tell about the story of where the name came from, etc. But I want to emphasize in one tiny little part over here. Okay, so you can see here this is more like a Syrian Middle Eastern type of architecture, like Eastern Roman style architecture, etc. But anyway, we continue and then we go here. The piece, the wonderful piece that I want to cover. But before I go there, here's a trailer.
the night. We are born of sin and crime. We are repentance personified. We are immortal. We are legend. We are God's wrath made manifest. And we know no fear.
Alright, so, time to cover it. Let's read on how I think this guy sounds like. The world is also conspicuous for its ethnic homogeneity. White producer Naoki Yoshida has explained its reflection of the geographical, technological, and geopolitical constraints of medieval Europe. Well, medieval Europe. That's a very interesting timeline, especially because medieval Europe was pretty isolated together with Asia and Middle East in fact that they could not, or were not aware of sub-Sahara Africa. It seems I've been covering this for the last few days, and I'm getting tired of repeating myself, but we are dealing here with games journalists, and you already know how you should rank a games journalist. Here, Sub-Sahara Africa, you can see that they were not in contact with the empire civilizations of the Middle East and Asia. They were not aware of Europe. Neither Europe, Middle East, or Asia was aware of these civilizations. There's a very tiny, little itsy bitsy, little problem in contacting those civilizations back in the day. It was a tiny little bitty Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert is a massive place. You could not take an airplane. Back in the day, if you're not aware, the airplane was invented in 1903. I know timelines and time periods and the passage of time and numbers is not something that games journalists seems to understand, especially the woke people, which seems to be one of its biggest nights being games journalists. But still, they don't seem to understand it. Let me put it this way, the year 1000, 1200, 1300 and thereabouts, let me just say, you cannot take an airplane out of, say, for instance, Constantinople, and take the airplane back to some city in Benin, or Nigeria. You could not. There was no way you could do that. Not take an airplane out of Nigeria, let's say Lagos, to, I don't know, Alexandria. You could not do that back in the day. You actually had to either take a very, very dangerous trip through the coastline on an area that people were not aware that it existed. For them, it was a dead end of the world type of deal. Or you could take a camel or two and try to cross the goddamn fucking desert and hope for your life that you actually reach the other side. Without you dying, your camel dying, or anything else in the between. Or if you don't get lost, that is, assuming you can actually keep on going and you don't die of sunburn or anything like that. As you can see, it was difficult, but these people don't seem to understand. Which is why, if you make a game, let's suppose Final Fantasy 18, let's assume it's 18. It's done in Africa, Middle Ages Africa. Would you expect to find white people in there? No. Would you expect white people to be in there and say, wear their clothes, talk their language, worship their gods, and things like that? Obviously not. You will be breaking immersion. Because these people are retarded. They do not seem to understand the question of limitation of technology. And plus, even if you were still in communications, like the Middle East, with Europe, you would still have a very hard time finding an Arab, say, in London, or London today. It would be exceptionally difficult. But details, tiny little details that they don't seem to care about. Oh god, allergies. 1 moment, please. Right, I'm back. Right. So, what Naoki Yoshida said here, as you can see, reflection of geographical, technological, and geopolitical constraints. Everything I've just explained that, right now, it is a geographical, technological, and geopolitical constraint. This idiot doesn't seem to understand. Right, continuing. Living aside the fact that you were black and brown people, they weren't. And brown people in this case, maybe he sees, well, you can already see, he actually capitalized the B on black, but not brown. You can see the guy is a filthy fucking racist. But, here we go. He thinks brown people would be something akin to Hindus. Yeah, you could potentially find one in an entire European region. Like I said, technological limitations. It would be exceptionally hard, especially because the spice trade only became a thing with technological marvel of the 1500s thereabouts, in which people would actually travel the Silk Road. Obviously, the Silk Road existed a bit before than that, but transporting, say, spices and things like that were very, very difficult. No wonder those things were relegated to kings and queens and ultra-rich people. So you see, it was exceptionally rare and hard to get. So, for instance, one trader from India would go up until, say, Iran or thereabouts, and trade their stuff in there, maybe still even going too far in there. They'll trade with somebody else who would purchase his stuff, then they would travel, say, to Constantinople. And then from there, he will trade and sell his stuff to another trader, who will then sell his stuff up until Romania. And then go on and so forth until it reaches France or England or something. But anyway, let's continue. The justification rings hollow! How dare he! How dare he enforce history! History needs to be changed to fit my narrative! I demand my narrative! Given that several locations take open inspiration from North Africa and the Middle East. Well, yeah, like I explained, North Africa was in fact populated by Mediterranean people like Greeks, Italians, Arabs. Maybe he seems to be... Oh, I forgot to switch. There you go. Can you read it? Yeah, well, there you go. As you can see very properly... Oh, Jesus Christ, this one. Reset. There you go. Here you can see this is an Arab woman. A model. This... obviously, I cannot give it to zoom. Oh, there you go. And this one, also an Arab woman. And this one is an Iranian woman. Right. Right. But I think the best thing we can actually show this goddamn fucking moron about the game is to use his own evidence against this goddamn fucking retard. Here it is. The dude. An Arab-looking dude with his cart probably selling his wares. No, he's not a Khajiit. And he said there were no brown people. Oh my. I think this guy did not actually play this game, or if he did not pay attention, because his narrative did not allow it. Right, let's go back. Yes, right. North Africa and the Middle East. Without that, for example, Redfall Islamic architectural traditions and entire, what he calls Islamic architectural traditions is not Islamic, but from civilizations that predates Islam. But this moron here would very much like to, if he could, instead of calling the Hindu-Arab numericals, 7, the 6 that we are all familiar with, the 9 and 10, etc., he would call it the Islamic numeral. It's more inclusive. You can go and choke on my goddamn fucking cock. Right. But predominantly and exclusively populated by Anglophone people. I hate here simply because I haven't been around to talk to everybody. Oh, so basically he's admitting he did not actually play the full game. Huh. But even then, he shared a screenshot of an actual brown person, considering that in this case he considers brown anything very ultra dark, but still. Even though, let me just assure you, Caucasians, yes, they look like Spanish, Portuguese, French, English, Italian, Greek, Syrians, yes, Egyptians, the native Egyptians, not the sub-Saharan Egyptians. Anyway, moving on. Saudi Arabians, Caucasians, Iranians, Caucasians, Pakistanis, Caucasians, Indians, Caucasians. Yes, the Pakistani and Indians are kind of like the South Asians that you see from the Asian demographic, in which they have a darker skin color to survive the excess sun rays from the sun. But if you move up through the northern region, like northern China, Korea's, Japan, you'll see their skin color go much lighter. There's less sun. Pretty much exactly like here. Oh my. I find the deletion of people of color from these species more sinister than the racial stereotypes of other Final Fantasies, particularly in a game that wants to talk about overcoming structural injustice and bringing people together. The togetherness is worth fighting for, but it's characterized here by what it excludes. Well, we can safely, 100%, without a single shadow of a doubt, conclude that this guy here is a fart-sniffing moron. He does not know history. He does not know anything related to technological levels. And his mind is completely and totally brainwashed by the narrative that he did not even notice the different races present in the game. So, because of all of that, he rated this game on the same fucking level as Redfall. And Redfall, I wouldn't even give it a 1 out of 5. Probably half a star. Of the amount of bugginess, woke garbage that you can see in that shit. And the very, very short lifespan that this game will have. Because you can buy it, but you cannot play it outside of a server, outside of an internet connection. And I'm pretty sure Bethesda will pull the plug on that game very, very soon. based on their population levels. But no. This guy is a fat-sniffing moron. He smells his own farts and thinks they smell like fucking roses. Fuck! Well, on that goddamn fucking hell, have a great fucking night.